if Wubby has money, why is his name imploring folks to pay him? You know? That's a good point, Logan. That's a good point. That's a really good point. But, anyway, viewer puts up $1,000, Wubby puts up $1,000. Both people have to invest it, and whoever after a set period of time has more gets all of the money. That was the endpoint money. Whether that's more or less than the original 1,000 from on both people. So it's gambling and investing and content. And here's why this makes extra good content. Because the person who beats Wubby, if they beat Wubby, gets to have an incredible content story, and he gets to be like, oh, well, you see, they beat me, and I gave him money, which makes him look like a cool, good guy who gave someone money and made content out of it. And if he wins and takes $1,000 from a poor, broke viewer, he's an asshole. And that makes good content because it rage baits people. It's good no matter the outcome. Honestly, it's funnier if he wins. In a way, mostly because it would be really funny. He looked like he scammed a poor viewer. And the only rule I could see you need to set up for this investment is that it can't use Wubby's name or notoriety to generate money. So it would have to be something that is, in a way, anonymous. A fool and their money. Yep. It would have to be something that would be anonymous. So Wubby can't use $1,000 to buy and sell $1,000 worth of Wubby merch. He would almost certainly win that. In that regard, almost certainly. But that would be I think, a little unfair in the spirit of things. Of course, if I was doing this, what I would do is I would probably, here's the thing, I would probably take about $500 to, he'd just have to donate the $1,000 not to look like the biggest dick, basically. But also I think it would be funnier. And you know what? I'd do it. I'd put up, if it had Wubby's name attached to it, because I'd also be able to make content with it, which would invariably generate Wubby crossover viewership, I would put up $1,000 and not feel bad about it. That would be, like, honestly, probably one of the most insane advertisement pays of all time. I would put up $1,000, and I'd be able to have fun with it, and I have a lot of experience investing, to be honest. Now, I would not do traditional investing because it would just be too boring. It would be like, okay, yeah, I could put $1,000 into YMAG and get $20 a week in dividend payments and probably generate a 10% return in a month or something. But that would be fucking lame. Or I could do something like options trade and genuinely gamble it. But that's more likely to result in me literally having $0 that I then can't even. I feel like it's less funny because I feel like it's true gambling if the end goal outcome is a net zero. Like, okay, if I did options trading, there is, you know, the possibility of a net zero. Like, I exit with $0. If I went to a casino, there is an outcome that results in a net zero of money. And I think it would be funnier even if I lose money on it, if it's not 100% of the money. Like, if I did magic cards or something, I could at least then lose the cash value of magic cards to him. Like, the magic cards that I spent the money on to him. Or the Pokemon cards I spent the money on to him. Like, there's still, even if it's not in the form of cash, there's a cash equivalence thing that can go to him as the collateral. Or, here's one that could maybe have a net zero that would perhaps... a net zero that would perhaps still make funny enough content that it could be something there, but it would be, you know, to try and beat him, I start a pyramid scheme. So I spend the $1,000 on Google ads to try and rope in suckers for a pyramid scheme. Where I, like an Andrew Tate style life improvement pyramid scheme. That would be content. Oh, yeah, dollars, and one person turned it into $2,001. The winner gets all $4,001. I think that would be content. And I think it honestly doesn't even matter how you're doing it. I just think the more degenerate it is, the better. But I think the limited ground rules would be no gambling, no options, no notoriety-based income. That way, because I just think it's boring. Like, if you allowed gambling or options, then I'm sorry, I'm rolling the full $1,000 on the fucking craps wheel day one. And then the rest of the content generation for that is just dead. It's just dead. Like, oh, I lost the money. So, I think those would be the only ground rules you'd have to set for the parameters on investment.
Movie
anyway.
Iron Lung, you should check out the new movie Wubby's dad is making, Iron Pants.
That didn't make any sense.
Wubby, give me money. Content idea. Let it land. Wubby invests some amount of money in me. Love that, by the way. And then sets a goal for me. Once again, who is me? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. To turn that money into more money. Dude is literally... okay, I haven't read on from this point. But dude is literally saying, spot me some money so I could go to the casino. What is this? What is this? What if it's a woman? I can tell you right now that this type of like actual brain melt way of thinking, I would bet everything this is a dude.
And this is why I think it would be just funnier if both people have money on the line. It's funnier, it's more interesting, and that in itself is the gambling part, which is why you don't need to put gambling inside the gambling.
Not that women can't be also like retarded, right? But this type of shit, there's different lanes. And like this is some shit a few bros get hyped up. Like they hype that they get, oh, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is Ponzi scheme type shit. Okay, hold on. I'll give Wubby full insight and strings into the process. I will document the whole thing. Dog, document the whole thing. Hey, so Wubby, here's the new TV I bought with the grand. As promised, here's the documentation. I'm not gonna be making money with it. Here it is.
Yeah, that is about how it would go. But I think I remember seeing that he did. Yes, yes, yes.
Just think of it as a medium-term feature bonus. Okay, brother is now trying to say, Wubby, this is just like gambling. It's a satire tag, but I'm totally down for this. Okay, wait a minute. I didn't see this. Top comment, Wubby, if you're reading this, I'll do this guy's idea, but only charge half the price. Wow, we got a bidding war. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
My bidding war's already won then, because I said I would put up $1,000.
OP replied, wait, it was an example. Wubby, I'll go even lower. I'll do a quarter of the asking price. You guys are cannibalizing so fast. This is so funny. You're proving why so much of the shit, when we ask chat for anything, it's like, do it for free. You're proving it right now. By the way, third comment, I'll do it for $1. Under that, Wubby, whatever the offer is, I'll do it for half.
Whatever the offer is. Okay, bidding wars.
Because I am curious. The curiosity of this whole situation has got me, and I think chat, correct me if I'm wrong, some of you are curious. Who is this guy bold enough to do this? Right? What is his plan?
He has no plan.
Our man is conversation ends. He's a crypto bro. I don't want to spoil anything, but that is also probably where the conversation ends. Sci-Fi has him. All right, you guys ready? This is live. This was not pre-planned. This is all happening right now, baby. Here we go.
Hello.
Oh no. Sci-Fi, you can leave. Thank you, Sci-Fi.
Yep.
Thank you. How you going? Hey, what's up? Dude.
Hi.
Hi.
I did not expect to get this far. I'm gonna be so real.
Okay, that's okay. You sound like you're on a very shitty mic.
I am. My headphones are cheap.
Okay, so what is the current finance?
Oh! Look, I know times are tough, and not everyone saves like I save. And some people have different life situations. But I don't think you have any chance of turning a profit on $1,000 if you are really terminally broke. Yeah, it does feel like a Howard Stern bit. I'm just saying, like, and this is only because you don't have time to do stuff when you're terminally broke. You just don't have time to do stuff.
Financial situation you're in right now.
Okay, so I'll start with the opener.
He's going to be unemployed. No, I pray that they've got avocado expiration dates.
Okay, so we're fucked. So this is the worst. This is the worst content ever. But go ahead.
Listen. There's other ways to invest things. I can. Oil futures are going to the moon.
Ah! Do not trade futures. Do not trade futures. It is gambling. It might be worse gambling than options. Because here's the thing. Technically, if you have the money to do it, you can at the very least cash out an option and get the underlying stock value of that option. which would mean as long as you didn't gamble without the equity to purchase the underlying shares, you don't lose 100% of your money. You would, in that case, only lose the option premium value, which could still be a decent amount of money. With futures, you can lose it all. Barrel sales. But, like, also to say, this is not, like, just knowing that there is conflict in Iran right now does not actually even really guarantee, you know, doesn't even really guarantee a return, because this is what the movement has been like over the last 30 days. It's kind of hard to see because of green screen, but that's only a 0.04% like total return. Yeah, when everyone's traveling, it might get really rough. But like, okay, if you bought at the start of April, and then, you know, because these future contracts are for a 30-day period, and you held for the entire time until it expired, you only would have gotten let's see, 5 cents? And 5 cents, you would have gotten $500 while risking $2,700. I think that's how that works. Because it's a 100 multiplier on a tick size. Then that's the only way a bank or an investment firm would ever do that, is they'd go, yeah, Ryan Cohen is a dipshit, we'd just basically indirectly buying eBay ourselves after we repossess that shit from Ryan Cohen's dumbass. I was excitedly anticipating the news, to be honest, just because I knew that it would be a no. I just wanted to know if it was just gonna be a no.
Pitch to me. But you do.
I really wasn't until I thought of something off of what somebody said a few days ago.
Okay, wait a minute. So, you first off...
This dude basically admitting that he had no plan, and he's just stealing someone else's idea, is fucking already funny. I do remember a little bit of this from the stream that I popped into.
That means you were going to bail on me, so immediately...
No, I wasn't going to bail. It was just going to be a really shitty presentation.
Oh, so you were going to present either... You know what? I like this guy. All right, so... Are you gonna share your screen? Is that what we're doing, or what is? Is it
yes.
Is it all verbal? Oh no, you have visuals.
I have a presentation, a Google Slides for you.
Oh my God! Could you do me a favor?
Uh-huh.
Can you put the Google Slides, the link right now in this chat? I'm gonna have Sci-Fi look it over real quick, and you can understand, right?
Yeah.
We're just gonna have a mod look it over. It might be 8 slides of like the biggest, blackest cock, and I just need to.
I've never thought about that fear, but you know what? Thanks to this one moment right now, if anyone for some reason ever sends me a PowerPoint or a Google Slides I will be screening it off screen for the biggest, blackest cocks. Just because that is such a realistic thing to happen.
At the very least, do my due diligence here.
Let me. All right. Let's change the axis.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much,
Oh,
man.
all right.
She
Yeah, I
doesn't
wouldn't.
have to read it. Just give it a glance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna send the biggest, blackest cock in the presentation. No,
Dude.
that'd be crazy.
Can I be honest? Didn't think you were until you just said that.
No way it wouldn't get vetted before it goes live. I have seen a lot of streamers get banned by accidentally showing cock on stream by getting basically tricked into doing so. What? Oh.
Now I'm
You said
not
it
relevant.
first.
I know, but you were not.
Lily, what is
you
it? You're
sounded
looking
far too
pouty.
coy. Just.
Do you
now.
want to hang
I
out
would
while I
never
watch a
I didn't think
wubby?
you would. I just listen.
Come
I
here,
can
Willy.
remove some amount of responsibility if we look at it first, right?
Come on,
Because the
Willy.
criticism for me would be,
I can
why
tell
didn't he even
you're
look at
Wumwee.
it? Why didn't he look it over? You know. You don't
Yeah,
sound like a
that's fair.
fish, by the way. My chat's pointing out.
I would hope
Sorry.
not.
Yeah.
Let's get while she's looking it over. Let's get reacquainted with you again. What was the name that you were going by last time we spoke?
I wasn't.
Okay.
I'm
let's get-
usually called Zora online, but
Zora.
my Reddit
Zora.
account is Disastrous Frame.
We'll go with Zora. And you said you were 20 years old?
Yep.
All right, Zora, and you're 20, and you have a PowerPoint of how you plan on flipping my $1,000 into something
I
profitable.
do
for
not
both of us.
remember
Is that correct?
the things he said,
Correct.
except for I think at one point he said he was going to just sell wubby themed rocks, which might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And also, in my opinion, deeply against the spirit, because I think it would have to have anonymity. That was such a spaz-ass thing to do, Lily. Did you get too comfortable? What was that? She was full laid out on my lap and I was petting her. Maybe they're crack rocks. You know, getting arrested for a wubby bit would be good content. Because he'd be able to read the news article on stream. That would be good content, actually. Selling drugs? I mean, in Minecraft. Wait, no, in GTA.
Sci-Fi has given us approval. She said, I'm going to read you her review. It's fine, but it is cringe. What do you think of her review right out the gate?
That is rude.
Okay, so it's rude. All right. Whenever you're ready to share your screen, let me know, and I'll get it up, and then I'll tell you when we're ready to watch.
Oh yeah, don't show it to chat just in case I.
Wait, don't show it to
dox
chat?
myself. Not yet.
Oh, not yet. You tell me. Okay.
Uh huh. Show it now. Wonderful.
All right.
So, do you want me to do the whole thing, or do you want me to like blast through it?
How long is it, bro?
It's not that. It's like I don't know, 10 minutes.
Wait, I got 10 minutes.
If you can't turn
I don't have
$1,000
extra time
into
to work.
profit selling drugs, then there's no hope for you. Yeah, let's see. I think I could... and I mean realistically, be able to turn $1,000 into 6,720.
I'm sorry, baby. Your father is my math thing.
And that would only require me to sell 10 muffin, or if we're doing this in a month, I would only have to be able to sell 11 muffins per day. Oh my god, I got blurry. Oh my god. And that's also assuming I charged what I was charging, because I haven't sold muffins in 7 years. I don't know if the market has gone up, but that would be selling my muffins for the same price that they sold for 7 years ago. So the question would just be, could I find 11 hungry people per day on average? Could I find 11 hungry people per day on average? And actually, I don't think I'd even spend that whole $1,000, because in Minecraft, I mean, I'm just talking about muffins. We're just talking about muffins and feeding hungry people. So, like, just muffins. Bran muffins. They're very good for you. Bran muffins. Because I think it would take $500. I think I could get some pretty, like, affordable bran from Mexico, some Mexican bran, for about $500. Then I would have to just buy $80 of coconut oil. $80 of coconut oil. Like maybe maybe like a 30-pound bag of flour, which is probably also only going to be like, I don't know, $40. I liked to make my bran muffins chocolate flavored, but I could also make a variety, and chocolate's kind of expensive, so I would have to spend per batch. I like to get the nice Ghirardelli chocolate and then Ghirardelli cocoa powder, which isn't the cheapest, but it was about, for every 2 batches, about $10. So I'd say another $80 on chocolate. So $500 on bran for my bran muffins. She will get fed. Just one second. I have to give my bran. So $80 on chocolate for my bran muffins. $80 on coconut oil for my bran muffins. $40 on flour. So that's $200 right there. Sugar is so cheap it's basically free, but let's say another $40 on sugar. $240 on ingredients. Eggs are also pretty cheap. We can call another $40 on eggs. So that's like $280 on ingredients, and then $500 on bran for my bran muffins. So I still have like $240 or $260 left over. And so I'm pretty sure with about $740 of investment, I would net $6,000, like more than $6,000. I'm pretty sure I would net more than $6,000 on $740 of initial value. But yeah, I'm thinking that I'm thinking it would honestly be too easy going a bran muffin salesperson route. I think that might be. I don't know if you could make content out of it either, because I think filming bran muffin sales would probably be problematic. I think filming bran muffin sales would be problematic, but I think I would kill the shit out of it. Now, the other thing would be if I could, theoretically just scalp Pokemon product. That would be pretty easy too, because with $1,000 you could get like... Yeah, recording yourself doing crime wouldn't be ideal. Now, scalping Pokemon product would also be a pretty hefty return, assuming you could get product and then resell it. You could at least make a 100% profit. And you would just have to be able to sell, you'd be able to get 16, like, ETBs. And if you turned around and resold them for scalp price, depending on the ETB, you're getting at least double and upwards of triple. So you'd make somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 profit doing that. And you'd only have to sell 0.5 boxes per day. But that would also probably be pretty lame. I think the funnier thing to do would honestly probably to be like buy one item that's worth like close to $1,000 and try and basically do a trade up thing where you're just constantly seeing if you could get like probably buy one $1,000 like Pokemon card and then try and trade it for something that's worth slightly more to someone who just really wants that card, and keep doing that and seeing if you can get up to like, how high. That would probably be better content.
We're chilling tonight. Listen, I can always make time for a presentation. I'm ready. Hopefully. All right, bro. It's immediately not say you. Can you go back a slide? Okay.
What?
I have chat well within the chat safety zone. Now go forward a slide.
Ignore this screen. This is just the title
Ignore
screen.
the first slide? Sorry, I'm interrupting. That's not audience. Sorry, it's not a real.
For your okay.
Jesus Christ.
Someone earlier that stream there you said
okay,
that
this is a recap.
Entirely random. I have been around for a while and I frequently contribute to the subreddit and I have been featured via my posts several times, I guess. The autobiographical details. I'm 20, 6'3", BMI of 25. I do not have a job, as was discussed last time. I am very frugal. I'm not, stupid with money. And I do have savings, so again, I could pay you back.
I've noticed this has been kind of a sticking point I've noticed for my audience. You use the term substantial when you talk about your savings.
Relatively speaking, it's
said you had addition, right? This
has been a stick, as discussed.
Not autistic is not a selling point. I think you'd want to be autistic. And look, I don't think this would work.
Okay.
All it is fraud. This one, they want me to completely run off and retire in Costa Rica after getting a job for 40 years, I believe.
That's just a job. But a lot of these would be honestly just kind of like jobs. Like most of the things you do with $1,000 would basically be just getting a thing to sell and then selling it, which is also just kind of a job. Okay, here is a raw, it's not a money scheme at all, a raw thing you could do with $1,000. I could buy $1,000 in material to build a set and rent a location for a set to host a game show. I already have me and a friend already have an idea for a fun little game show that we have been snowballing the specific rules for, but it's pretty simple. The show would be would basically be like Jeopardy, but instead of the phrase "what is," you do actually, and what it is you're presented with a thing and you have to correct part of it. And you get blank amounts of points for identifying the part that is incorrect. And then you get much more points for correctly fixing the part that is incorrect. And you would have different categories like, they'd be nerd-based. So it would be like music, anime, video games. And then you get like, and they'd have scaling difficulties and nature. And so it would be like, I don't know, foxes are canids. And canids are felines or something. And you'd have to actually that. Or it could show a fucking like coyote or something and be like, foxes are, like a picture of a coyote, and it's like, foxes are canids, canids are felines, or something. And you'd be able to actually and identify the parts that are wrong, and if you can actually it, you get points. And of course, you have multiple contestants, and there'd be some kind of prize. I don't know what the prize would be, because I spent all the money on the set and whatever. But we could find it. We could find a prize, and then you have a literal content thing that is produced. And then I could somehow try and make money off of that. Probably not, but,
So, yeah. This
So
one
just
is
go to
slavery.
work?
Yeah.
Okay. No,
There could be multiple aspects to making money. I could have a video that is a behind the scenes, like a making of the thing, and then I could actually have the game show itself.
The slavery.
Hold on. I need a drink of water.
Is this okay?
Anyways, this one was a good idea. We'll come back to this one later.
Okay.
All right. So selling the plant, but we'll record plans. Throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. Bingo. Oil futures, which I said I was going to invest in oil, not gold. You
Buying a bunch of scratchers. Yeah, that's just...
fucked me up on the introduction. Buying a bunch of scratchers, maybe do shitcoin, I don't know. Selling things. This again, shit at the wall, see what sticks. This is not a good plan. It's plan B.
Resell things.
I don't know. It's
okay.
This is just the spitballs.
All right, this is plan B. This is plan B.
Yeah, this is plan B in case I scramble.
Selling lemonade. Are you 9?
No.
Sorry.
Advanced selling lemonade.
Okay, I didn't consider that.
Yeah, exactly. So plan C, the Vegas strat. If if things get really fucked, gambling and selling my body if I need to.
No.
This.
Okay.
And as previously mentioned, I'm 20, and Maryland he may or may not. Yes.
Out how?
Gambling is not content.
Law.
Yes.
It cannot be the
And
core of the
this guy,
content.
He has the
Jesus
most generous
Christ.
fan base out there, and
Yeah.
he loves the limited drops from the rug
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Go outside, collect rocks, paint PMW on them, and auction them to the community as limited edition. Maybe mail them to Wubby.
This is
Park
just
so we can fart
scamming
on
his
them or
fan
whatever.
base.
Okay,
That is
see,
what he said.
so this
Yeah, you can do
something that I
shitty merch, real shitty
one
bottom. Damn. So
Oh.
Wubby rocks.
Yeah, this is about when I tuned in.
I paint rocks. I collect rocks and maybe some other things. You know, get a brick or something. Sell them as unofficial merch. Okay, this what? How is fraud? If I need your consent.
But maybe I'm being unfair. Let me just use your audience. Like I feel like, and you're check it out. You're.
You posted on.
I'll let you.
You wanted this is
Content.
so everything up.
Saying right. Buying a
help
hand.
it.
Players.
Can you from you the worst one? So if any, I would need your blessing for this. I would and the boss drop this.
This does wow. Without me, tell me how much you make. Right? They're not. I'm.
How did
And I'll tell you, I don't want you.
really bad?
A was use me and my audience fun, but like in reality, you got to hear me when I say this. This is don't zoom in on it like it's something. This
It
is
could be something.
your I know, but your plan. My goal was content, right? I said whatever. I don't even care about making the money back. Is content. I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no content in starting a separate rock painting business. There is no content in that. That is an eBay listing at most.
I can make it into content.
Okay, if we're gonna go like some kind of low effort here, you know what has really good returns? Painting miniatures. Like 40K or some other tabletop hobby. Painting miniatures for people. Now, it requires an inherent skill, but I am very good at painting miniatures. This would be very, very mellow, boring content. But if you're going to go on something that would not, on this same line, that would not require Wubby's involvement, you could take $1,000 to buy paint and, like, tabletop miniatures, paint them and sell them, and people would pay a lot of money if you do it well. Like, I've seen people pay like $1,000 for incredibly well put together, like extra modded tabletop models that are also well painted. Like well painted, and you also modded them in some way, like basically dioramaed them. You could double the money on one sale if you have the skill for it. I don't know if I could bank that high level of a return, but I could definitely sell for at least triple value of the model itself, and a lot of the models would be like, you know, $40. So I could probably make like $80 profit minus some like shipping and stuff per model. And that could have content made from it. Granted, it's very low-key chill content. But still, if you're going to go on some kind of like, I make a thing and sell it, and I'm not just using Wubby's audience, there are avenues you could do for it that would still kind of make content. And at the very least, maybe Wubby could then have one of these like high quality things, which then himself, he's a collector of things, he likes nerd shit. He could at least have a thing too, so it would almost at the end of the day be like he bought something.
This was okay. So, part 3: why you should do this. So, I'll skip the other pros for a second. This is content. This is now 2 times I have been brought on stream for a segment. Now, if you go ahead with a rock idea, there's another segment in the future where you look at the rocks. You say the rocks are for sale. And then after that, there's another segment where I get to go over the results of what it could be. And then this whole...
To the young people who may be having the idea that I need to make a pitch for something, does not matter what the pitch is for. say the pitch out loud to yourself and listen to yourself. Give the pitch in a mirror. And if it sounds like this, amend your pitch. Be introspective about the pitch you were giving.
The whole thing could be made into a video.
Bro, you want me to go over these, to do what you're on this stream. Wow. And you're like, you could promote it, you can push it, you could...
No, listen. The whole selling point of this.
Why must you call me out, Logan?